Hi guys, Super Secret Tech here, and I'm going to be doing match number 2 with the new deck. I decided to add it in Watery Graves because of Liliana. Like, I ran out of swamps pretty quickly, and so Watery Grave gave me another outlet as far as I can tutor it up. And so instead of having 5 outlets to search with Liliana, I now have 9, and it also makes her ability stronger as well. Looks like we're going to be playing against Slivers, which is a pretty good test. Okay, here I'm going to Tomb Scour and go and play Watery Grave untapped. Or I mean tapped.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. I'm recording a video right now. I forgot to log off. I'll be back after that.
Cool.
That was my minister. I'm the minister of events for our clan at serialkillers.org, and that was my chief of staff. Here I have a couple of plays. I think the right one is just to pass priority back. Worst case scenario, I can always just Doomblade him. Or Syncopate. Like, Syncopate seems like a pretty viable option right now, too. I really don't care about the shock so much, so I'm going to go ahead and Doomblade his creature. And hope I draw something to mill him out. Or a land. And that's freaking perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and mill and play Jace here. And get this show on the road. He got his second mana. If he plays a flyer, which I don't think there's any red-white flying Slivers. I think the only one that's flying is blue. I can Doomblade it. Otherwise, I'll just attack and leave up for counters. That's the other thing with the way this deck works. Once you get a big threat on the board, your best bet is really just to keep swinging and leave up for counters if you have them, or removal. Um, that guy just doesn't matter, so I'm gonna let it go. And it's always good when you have friendly banner with the person you're playing against, like, because that's what happens in real life. You talk back and forth, and like it's always good when you get people like this that are, you know, willing to talk with you. Like you get a lot of the magic experience. I'm a really big fan of that. Um, Here I think the right play is going to go be ahead and Doomblade the Blur Sliver. And just to help ensure our clock's faster. Because that Blur Sliver can get out of control. still he says he's got nothing, but he's still like fighting back pretty well. Like he obviously is gonna lose, but he's still putting up a fight at least. I'm not even gonna show him that other Jace because that's just mean. But he's playing like the sliver precon, so it's not as good of a test as I was hoping it would be. Um, the only thing that's even worth boarding in is tragic slips for syncopates. I think that's a pretty good call. And but yeah, like I think he's gonna have a really hard time with me because he's just using the basically like a precon for slivers. Um, you normally don't get the best slivers, and you normally don't get the best ratio of slivers when you do that. Uh, yeah, Phantasm, Doomblade, Jace, and Reaver. That's a pretty strong hand. Then I'm one of those people that is very appreciative that they reprinted full art lands, and I wish that they would do that more often. Especially when they have such good artwork on them. Like those lands are just gorgeous. I really like the Avon in all of them, but I already had. It was easier to find certain other pictures than the Avon art, but the Avon art's definitely my favorite out of the Zendikar lands. He probably does some of the best art in all of Magic though, so it's pretty easy pick for me. Um, the Vigilant Sliver isn't that big of a deal, except for I have Reaver in hand. Um, so depending on what he plays here, I might Doomblade it at the end of his turn. But I might just wait until I have Reaver on board. Well, he's got two of them, so that doesn't do a whole lot of good. Um, I am going to go ahead and get rid of one of them, though, just to keep me from taking four per turn, and it makes Reaver a little bit bigger threat. Here, the reason I didn't Tomb Scour right away is because I want to leave cancel mana up. Um, and if he doesn't have something that's worth canceling, then I can Tomb Scour and hopefully draw into another land so I can cast a Reaver. Like currently, Liliana's Reaver is really, really cheap, and it's very powerful. Like its abilities are really strong. It's like a mini Grave Titan that, in a lot of ways, is better than the old school Grave Titan. And still no land. Again, I'm gonna wait till end of turn uh, because I have Syncopate and cancel. M14 pre-release and me testing some stuff in the multiplayer room did not serve me well. I lost quite a bit of rating, and need to work on getting that back up at some point. Here, I'm going to go ahead and pay the 2 life and get Reaver out just because it's really strong versus his deck, and I don't think he can deal with it. Yeah, that guy's bad. Hopefully I get a Snapcaster or a removal spell. Okay, I have a couple of different options. I can Tomb Scour and play the Phantasm, or I can attack and play another Reaver. I think I'm going to attack here just to see what he does. If he blocks, I'll probably play another Reaver. If not, um, you know, I'll have a zombie. This is one of the unfortunate things about Magic when somebody that's not good and has very limited card pool plays against someone who's played the game for a long time is they often get disgruntled and there's no reason to. At one point I was in the exact same boat that he was in. I had very limited card pool and I had very limited play knowledge. I was playing very basic decks and I turned into playing much more advanced decks and realizing that I'm very much a control player at heart. The key is once you figure out what kind of player you are is to capitalize on it. Um, there's some really good articles out there talking about like Spikes and Timmys and Johnnies and all of the various other things uh, that define Magic players. But even once you're past that point, when you realize that you know I'm very much a blue mage. I really enjoy countering spells. I like the interactions of blue. It's by far my favorite color, and I often like to play it with either black or white. And so, there's nothing wrong with helping somebody out to learn what they're doing right or wrong. Gonna go ahead and thought scour here just to get get the card for it, really, more than anything else. I mean, here I could play Chase. Um, and actually, I think I am now that he fogged. Because it gets me an optional outlet here. And it gets me more card advantage. Actually, I'm not even going to use it for card advantage. I'm going to use it straight up as a mill card. Put him on a, 4-turn clock. Well, 3-turn clock. With his draws and all. No, 4-turn. Unless I get another one and then it's a 3-turn. But now he has 2 big threats to deal with, which is good for me. The other thing that comes along with this lesson is that it's a game, and but I mean the good news is even though he's stuck with it, yeah, well that doesn't matter. The only thing that can stop me at this point is just fog, so I'm gonna let that through. Then if he fogs, I'll counter that because I have 5 damage. But that's this one, and